time.
And we're live. Together tonight. Ready tonight. Ready. Special guest right here. I did this for you. I sliced my finger open making this custom head. It's all worth it. Worth it. Executive producer. I'm gonna go straight to check out this deliciousness.
It's second.
Let's talk about the room now. Perfect. What's up, Ryan? Nate? Jimmy! Daniel Jimmy! Eric! Do it now, Jimmy! Do it now! You have to ask you a question. You think Arnold smoking ciggies? You think no, those are stogies. Those are stogies. Arnold don't smoke ciggies. Those are goddamn stogies. Those are probably a $4,000 stogie right there.
Is this okay?
Perfect. Perfect. Vince. You ready? Ready. It is time. Nice. Hello. We're glad you came. Michael's glad you came. I'm glad you came. We excited tonight. Michael already showed you this custom Arnold man. It's an Arnold man. That is what it is, the Arnold man. You think there'd be stogies and mythics? Goddamn there would. Yes, there would. There'd be stogies and mythics. And Arnold be right there with $4,000 smoking the stogies. Yes.
Give me 1 second,
Oh,
brother.
Mike needs a second.
I gotta pull up something.
I don't know if they can see this. This is going to be next week. We'll show it again. This is going to be my third favorite Grail awesomeness figure. Yes. Here's the wind beneath my wings. This dude is sweet. Fucking sick. Just sick right there. He should be in front of Arnold, but Arnold never gets in front of the Buds. The Buds never get in front of Arnold. And then, of course, we have... What is Gorgo doing over here? What is Gorgo doing? Looks like he's doing a little dance over there. It's all right. Oh, look. Adam on head. We got people coming in. What else we got here? Jonathan. Yes. He is ready to go. Yes, that is Arnold's head. He is magnificent. It took me just a few minutes to pour that sucker out. A couple drills, a couple center drills. I forget what I use for that. It's a NECA head, so it sucks because they have these little pegs in them, so you gotta like cut these little like pegs off and then center drill down in there because I couldn't pull it out, so I even heated it up. It sucked. So once I center drilled down in the middle, that peg came out, and then I just kept making it bigger and bigger and bigger until I got, I think, a 3/8 drill bit is what the final bit was to have it just fit on there perfectly. So anybody that wants to ever make your own damn Arnold heads, you can. And the reason I'm using these heads because I'm doing some custom bodies for some Predators. It's going to be sick. It's going to be sick. I'm going to have Dylan.
Nice. Okay, guys.
All right.
Welcome to the Legion's Lair. Buddy,
What's up?
it's been 2 weeks.
It has.
What went on? 2 weeks.
What was you doing last Monday?
Well,
What
I
was
was
y'all
work-
doing last Monday? I was right here.
We were going through hell earlier in the day, weren't we?
Yeah. Last Monday, if anyone was watching, me and Mike got the privilege to be on Legion's Lounge, and it was cool. Yeah, we had a good time. Mike was at his house. I was here. Here in the lair.
Man, I felt a little out of sorts because I thought you should have been right there next to me.
I should have. And Mike probably would have, but anybody that was watching would have seen that my furnace went out. Yeah, and here in Ohio, we are like freezing balls here. It's not too bad today, but the last few weeks we've gotten hit. And of course, the furnace goes out the night it goes to 0 degrees. So luckily, YouTube videos, because I'm mechanically inclined, I'm like, I'm not calling anybody. I'm like, I'm just gonna go do it, and I did. I eventually took me a few days, but a few days of freezing my ass off, and I figured it out. So we got, and then we have heat now, so we're actually warm here now. I got it running for the last few days. It's been going on its own, so we're good to go there. And,
see, I would have called somebody. I would have called.
I'm like,
I would have called myself.
I'm like, I'll fix it. I knew it was something stupid, and I think what happened was the executive producer. We don't have a chimney, so our exhaust goes outside for our furnace, and we had so much snow that it was actually covered up. So that's how high the snow was here.
Yeah, it was a day from hell. I mean, I worked 12 hours. You worked.
Yeah.
I got off work. It took me an hour and 15 minutes to make a 20-minute drive home. And then it took me an hour to shovel my driveway just so I could get my car into my garage.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm literally on Messenger with Trevor while I'm shoveling snow.
Oh, yeah. Mike was freaking out. I had the executive producer to help me. What up, Bill? Bill said he's his first time here, or got to meet it in the beginning. So we're glad to have you, Bill. 14 inches in New Jersey the other day. Yeah, New Jersey ain't no joke either. Yeah, the East Coast can get hit, so we had our fair share.
We got 26 inches over a 3-day period, but our 3-day period was spread over 7 days.
Yeah, the first hit was just crazy, so yeah. That was nuts. So we're supposed to get hit again, so
in 2 days.
Yeah, so we'll see. But other than that, did you buy anything? Did you get anything?
The last 2 weeks, did I get anything?
Did you get anything?
Did I get anything?
Did anybody get anything?
Woo!
Did you get anything? Was there anything even on sale?
Yes, there was something on sale.
There's
a whole bunch of shit on sale.
I think there's still a couple of things on sale.
This shows you, we're gonna... Man, we are so on the same page, brother. We got the exact same amount of figures from the reinforcement sale.
Yeah, I don't know how that...
No, because the Sir Gerard threw the caveat in there.
And I called it. Mike, right before, like maybe a couple hours before I called it, I said, something's going to be on there. What if there's Sir Gerards? Or what if there's some different colored Krampuses or something? So I go... I didn't, but at the back of my mind, I go, oh, they probably won't do that. It'll just be what we expected. But it wasn't, so we love a little surprise. But it did throw my number off, because me and you both went in with a plan. We had numbers. We knew what we were about to buy. We knew what we were about to get. And then I think we started to see the Sir Gerards, and I was actually clicking things in my cart, and then was like, oh, I got to go back and maybe minus a couple things to add these, and then end up going back and getting more. I'm seeing people doing multiple orders, and it's worth it still. Even with the multiple orders, I think you're still saving. It wasn't like you were losing it all because you're just paying another, depending on how many figures you got. But
it's the cheapest
you're ever.
The Legion builders in a sale off of Source Horseman are the cheapest you're ever gonna get these figures, and that's why I went so in.
And what did you go the most on?
My Sir Gerard and Black Knight, I got 5 each of. I got 4, basically 4 of everything else.
Good.
But I got tunnel vision, man. I'm throwing shit in my cart thinking, man, I got to get in, I got to get out.
Yep.
When I got down to that end of that page, man, I'm like, Sir Gerard. I almost said, screw everything else. I'm getting Gerards.
Gerards.
But I calmed. I was able, Comer Mines won out.
Yeah.
I got through everything and got out just fine.
Yeah, I was happy when it said thank you for your order and whatnot. I was thinking, wow, I cannot believe this. This is...
The Horsemen did it right. That sale was perfect.
Oh, it was
amazing.
awesome. I totally enjoyed it.
Man, and to get... I can't wait to get my Sir Gerard in, because I refused to take my Legion's Con one out because Jeremy signed it, and I'm not taking it out of
I
it.
pulled mine out. I pulled
that.
mine out. Sorry, Jeremy, I pulled mine out. Sorry.
My little Jeremy stayed in the box.
Yeah, I had to. And I knew I was getting more. I was just impatient, but whatever.
So,
yeah.
So, yeah, I can't wait to get... That's what I'm most excited for, to crack one of the Sir Gerards out and all that. Now, we do... Oh, actually, I want to back up here. Shout out to Four Horsemen for that sale.
Oh, yeah.
That went perfect.
Yeah, it was
great. I mean, you guys ordered enough. You guys did what a great experience. And that's Chris and Jeremy. Yeah. Chris and Jeremy running the store. Perfect, guys. If we're lucky enough to get a Reinforcements 2, man, do it the exact same way, because you guys did it right.
Yeah, no doubt. And I totally feel how you know, I was thinking they could be gone and out. There was some stuff that, you know, sold out, but you know, I think everybody had an opportunity to get what they wanted. Without a doubt, everybody, you know. So
well, the first thing didn't sell out for what, a couple hours?
Yeah, it was a while.
Plenty of time. Buddy, we got a little bit of news I want to cover before we bring Jonathan on.
Yes, Jonathan.
Okay. And this news is around Justin Johnson. So I'm just gonna do some. I'm pulling this right up off of the Cabal. This is another fundraiser for Justin, and this is the Justin Johnson Cabal Community Project. And this is where several people within the community have brought items that they've made together in this raffle, basically. So it is a $5 buy-in for a spot on the wheel. So you can get as many spots as you want.
Yeah.
You know, or you can just get one, whatever, man. Get all you want. The more you get, the better chance you have to win. Now, the prizes on this one, the grand prize, we're just going to go through them real quick. Grand prize, community custom dwarf and sticker set with parts from the 3D Party community. So this is from the whole community.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Going in. Now, they have 5 runner-up prizes, guys.
Wow.
First one, a statue printed by Noble Bear Printing. We have the second runner-up, head and torso set from Wolf King.
There you go.
Customs. Third runner-up, Eric Miller painted head. Fourth runner-up, Von Burke dwarf head. And then the 5th runner-up item is an Emil Wickman head. So your runner-ups looks like they're going to be a head and torso and a whole bunch of heads. Now, awesome. If you guys weren't at Legion's Con to see the work these guys do, phenomenal. If you're getting one of these heads, you're getting a great piece to put on a Legion's figure. Bottom line. Now, going back just a bit, Justin Johnson, for all of you guys who don't know, he was a huge dwarf fan. I want to say Eddie Salvatore was in it, Anthony House Seal. There was a bunch of them who got together. Emil Wickman. We had, let me try to get, I don't want to miss anybody, but they would get together every, I think every couple weeks or whatever, and just talk with each other and all that. And they were, I don't know the name of the, so someone help us out. The name of the community that they formed was All Around Dwarves. All Around Mythic Legion Dwarves. And right before Legion's Con, Justin got sick with COVID, and he ended up passing away shortly after Legion's Con. And the community has come together, and they've done how many raffles now?
Oh, it's so many.
Oh,
many.
a lot.
So many.
These proceeds go right to his wife. Okay, when you buy the spots, you are actually PayPaling to her, and then make sure you guys then. I believe this is where we screwed up last time. You've got to mark it on a page on the Cabal, Anthony's page, because I bought tickets for the Legion's Lair, and I never did that, so we were never on the wheel.
We were just going to give,
we wanted the figure to go to his wife, and it did, because this community rocks.
Look at the past couple comments.
Now, so, please, if you can,
Kings Under the Mountain,
donate to that. And we just found out Kings Under the Mountain was the group that Anthony and company started.
It was a fan page of the Dwarves of the Mythic Legions. Yeah, Kings Under the Mountain. Thank you for whoever put that in the link down there. That was awesome.
Now, a special shout out to Stephen McCann. I just bought a Rhaegar off of him. So, special shout out to you, buddy. Can't wait to get Rhaegar. I bought one because I was told that possibly he might never be offered again because he is a tribute.
Scared him, didn't he?
They said it's a tribute figure to Ray.
We've been hearing that,
So usually the tribute figures don't come out, so
you're not taking a chance, man.
Well, it's such a good figure, man. So I did. I splurged and I got Rhaegar, so he should be coming in the next week.
And that's not bad because even if he is on there, you would have had to wait a while to receive him. So you're getting him now, and you're going to enjoy him.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. What's that up there? Are we
ready to bring our guest on?
Is Jonathan ready?
For you guys who don't know, Jonathan Donath. Man, we met him at Legion's Con.
Yes.
What a cool cat, man.
Oh, yeah. He was
cool cat.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about his suit, too.
Oh, yeah. Get ready, people. Because Jonathan is coming.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. Technology and me are not good. What's going on here?
Oh, go back. Hit the red button. There you go.
Okay, John, yes.
Oh, no, go back.
Add. No, what's going on here? I'm just going to send an invite, right?
There you go. He should be coming.
Adding, yes.
It's coming.
Oh, he's coming. There he is. There's the man. How you doing, Jonathan?
What's going on, guys?
What up? How's it going?
It's going, man.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Now, hey, Jonathan, I've struggled over this for the last week or two. How do you pronounce your last name?
Donath.
Okay. Donath. Okay.
The long O, yeah.
I just introduced you wrong, and my apologies.
I like Donath better.
It's
Donath.
Yeah, it flows off the tongue better with the Arnold accent for sure.
It does. It's gonna work for me great.
Man, hell yeah. So I'm going to throw a first question out to you because we just talked about reinforcements. What was your experience like with that sale, and what'd you get?
Well, I got that box right here, which I have not yet opened. I'm smooth as could possibly be. It was incredibly smooth. I actually went all in on the Deluxe Legion builders last year. So I wasn't sure, if I was going to go too nuts with the reinforcements or not. I knew I wanted to get, a Black Knight, a few goblins, because the goblin size is kind of like my bread and butter. And then from watching Dork Lair, I figured I had to get a barbarian, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I signed in, 11 o'clock or whatever it was, early that morning when the sale started. And I got my Black Knight, got my 3 goblins, got my barbarian, and then I saw Sir Gerard. So I had to get a Sir Gerard, right? And I was like, all right, that's enough for me. I'm good. That was easy. No worries. You know, and then time starts ticking by, and you know, you're following what's going on in the Cabal, and everything is still like available. So I went back in and like got one of everything after that. So I ended up getting one of everything plus 3 goblins.
Awesome. Very cool, man.
Yeah.
I didn't go with any goblins, but they're still up, so I might be tempted.
Yeah, they are.
Early this month.
I actually thought about getting skeletons yesterday, and then you put up something like, "Oh, there's so many skeletons up," and then it's like next thing you know, it's like they're gone.
Oh, they were gone.
I didn't need any, but it is tempting if they're still there at that price. That's the thing. It's just like, oh my gosh.
Oh God.
Yeah, I heard of so many people that went back in for like 2 and 3
Yeah.
orders.
Oh yeah, I see it. You know, and
Oh,
they're not. I wouldn't be embarrassed about it either. I mean, it's still a good deal. I mean, it's still an awesome deal.
Oh no, you can't get
Yeah.
these figures for any
That's what I mean.
cheaper.
It's like, yeah, oh,
This
yeah.
is the cheapest you're ever gonna get them.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, I went hard on the Templars, but you know, I thought about even going in for another one. It's tempting. It is.
Jonathan, what before we get into your background with toy collecting, I want to ask you, what was your experience like at Legion or at Intern for a Day? Intern for a Day and G-Con.
Well, I mean, I'll say like in general, I'm kind of like a baby when it comes to Legions, really, right? And this past year was a huge Legions year for me. And you know, Mythic Weekend, that whole weekend was like just the the cherry on top. It was the coolest thing, maybe that I've ever done, So I got to go to Intern for a Day through the Kickstarter for the War of the Aether Blade, right? And I was going through, and I'm not even like a computer game kind of guy, right? Or even video games in general. So, but I wanted to support, so I kind of was going through the rewards, and I saw that one of the rewards you could go for was Intern for a Day. Like, you can go to the studio. And I was like, are you serious? Like, yes, definitely. So, signed up for it, got it, the whole thing. And, it wasn't too long before, maybe a couple weeks or something like that, before Intern for a Day, we got the email from Chris saying that you get a +1. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. So I have 2 kids. I have a 10-year-old son and an 8-year-old daughter. So I went to my 10-year-old son. I'm like, hey, do you want to go to this with me? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, awesome. So I took my 10-year-old son, Chase, to Intern for a Day. And just being, like, I'm from New Jersey.
I was just
right?
going to say, aren't you from New Jersey? So
yeah. So being able to go to the studio in New Jersey and meet all the guys again, in the studio where it happens, just it's like mind-blowing. I mean, you guys know, like, the way I kind of explained it was like, as collectors, we're so used to, collecting all these different figures, and the companies who make them are like these big, like, faceless companies, right? And Four Horsemen's a company too, but to actually go to the studio and to watch Eric sculpt something, right? To watch the areas where Cameron and Sherry paint, and you can see like the paints and stuff around and watch them do it, made it so much more real. That part was awesome to me. To watch the creators create was one of the coolest things that I could explain.
Now, you weren't in our group, but do you remember who was in your little group? Because like I said, they branched us off into like 4 or 5 or 5 or 6 different people.
I do, but the funny thing is that I didn't really know who I was with
At the time.
at the time, right? Like, I went, I had my son, and I was with a bunch of people, and, you can sort of tell, like, as the way Intern for a Day was set up is like, you kind of went to different areas where you would learn about different aspects of the whole deal, right? So, like, this is the painting portion, this is the sculpting portion, this is something else. And, and you can kind of tell what people are into based on the questions they ask, right? You're like, all right, well, that dude is like into sculpting. All right, that person's like into painting, right? But I don't really know, like, I didn't really know who they were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could have been just somebody like me who was just a collector, except, at Noble Bear, Anthony was there. I mean, it's kind of hard to miss him. So I knew who he was. But everybody else was like super, super cool. Yeah, Ryan.
I was
Ryan
about to say,
Gonzalez.
Ryan Gonzalez is saying that he was in your group.
Yeah. Yep, he was. And everybody was really cool and had a great time with everybody. And the reason why I tell the story like that is because to kind of skip ahead and, you get to Legion's Con and all of a sudden, that dude who was interested in like painting is freaking Eric Miller.
Yeah.
That was in my group. You know what I mean? Like these guys that were into like this guy that was into sculpting was Tristan from Memorial Collection.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, like afterwards, I'm like, I'm in this group, like with like other people that are like real creators too.
Yeah.
And that was super cool to sort of get to know them a little bit, like as people first and as fans first. And then to go to Legion's Con on Sunday and see the kind of stuff they're capable of was mind blowing.
We seen Tristan, obviously our intern for the day, and Carlos from Immortal Collections, but it was funny because you seen him, and that was on Thursday, and then we seen him maybe a very little in between that time and Sunday, but then it was like Sunday when Legion's Con was going on, and you're walking up to Tristan and Carlos's table, and you're like, oh my God, because we found out they live right down the street from us. They live a mile down the street from me. So to know that they live down the street, I didn't know what they actually presented. And then same thing. And you see that and you're like, oh my God, I've been talking to this dude this whole time. And they're like amazing artists. So yeah, I totally agree with you.
And as you guys, and I guess a lot of people that probably, people that are watching right now probably watch like Jeremy's show and everything too. So they might know this already, but like one of the things that really, really freaking blew my mind was remember that as interns, we got a chance to like paint like this original bust, right? Like this basically this Balfagor bust. And Tristan and Carlos painted a bust on Thursday. And by Sunday, they had turned it into a whole freaking new figure. And I couldn't. I'm like, that's one of the coolest things I've ever.
Because when I walked
that's
up to the
amazing.
table, I'm like, wait a minute, that head looks familiar. I'm like, wait a minute, that's
I got
damn head. But like, wow, yeah, it was
it right here. Yeah.
Yours, bro. Heck
Yeah, that's the one. My son painted it, but he lets me hold it over here by my desk.
That is awesome, man. I know. Gold horn, silver head. Now he painted that there.
Yeah, he painted it all right there. Yeah.
I remember seeing that there. Yeah. Because I was going around checking out everybody. Now you were in the other room, in the Horseman's room painting, right?
We painted in the main room.
The main room.
Like as soon as you come in with like the one with the whole collection.
Yeah, we were out in the. We were in the sculpting or the sculpting area. Yeah, where we sat for G-Con.
Yeah. You guys know it was an amazing experience to like sit there. And one thing I do have to say again, I made a post about this in the Cabal too, but I meant it. Like one of the coolest things about that whole thing was I brought like my 10-year-old son, and frankly, like for him, he's really just doing it because I like it. He's coming along to spend time with me, and everybody there was so cool to my son.
Oh yeah.
Like I cannot even explain how awesome like everybody was. Like everybody from the Four Horsemen to themselves, to my fellow interns, to like the story that I told real quick was at the end of the day, the Horsemen were cool enough to like let us pick like a figure to take home, right? And like there's a whole crowd of people, and then all of a sudden like everybody parts like the Red Sea, and like I hear people. I heard Anthony from Noble Bear, and like a couple of guys are like, "Where's Chase at? Where's Chase at?" They wanted to make sure that the kids got to go first.
Yeah.
Before everybody else. I was like, man, that's freaking cool, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That is. It's your experience is unique, is pretty unique. Well, you and Tom had a similar experience then, because Tom's boy came with him. And I think about our experience, how special that was, meeting all these wonderful people. I mean, it's almost like you're meeting family. You're not going on a vacation back out there to go see this stuff. You're going on a family reunion, is what I like to say. But for you, I couldn't imagine
being able to take my boy's 20, he's 22, so
Mhm.
he wasn't going to come, but being able to not only do what we did, have that special time, and then share it with your boy. That's phenomenal. I mean, you'll never, I mean, that experience, you'll have that in your memories forever, man. No doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I try to, like, you know, because we all only, I hope it's okay if I walk around a little bit. But
rock and roll.
like, we all only have so much time, right? So, like, you know, this is something that I have a passion for and that I love. So I try to involve, like, my kids and my family as much as possible because I want to spend time with them too. And, like, you know, my kids are still young enough now, and they'll just, like, they'll just go along for the ride. You know what I mean? So that weekend, I was really able to sort of take advantage of that the whole time. You know, my son Chase came with me to intern for a day. We had GCon on Friday, and then I brought my daughter to ToyCon on Saturday, just for the early part of the day before it kind of got crowded. And then I went back myself for Legion's Con on Sunday, so all 4 days in a row. And it was so awesome to sort of experience all that and to sort of involve my kids a little bit with me, like, while I was able to go. I mean, you know, I take my 8-year-old daughter to ToyCon on Saturday. I'm basically a glorified, you know, carrier of squishmallows and stuff like that, but I don't care. I'm having a good time, you know.
Yeah, you'll have those memories forever, brother. Memories forever. I do have a question for you. So when we were invited back to for the next day after intern for a day to witness GCon live, phenomenal. Even though we were in a separate room, absolutely phenomenal. Now you came in, I think possibly maybe a little bit late, and you were in a suit, and
Hey,
you look phenomenal, bro. You look great. We look like
Thank you for saying that.
scrubs compared to you. So,
Walter says
Well, I mean,
Walter.
Via message, Facebook message.
So, what did you had to work that day, correct?
yeah. So on Thursday for intern for a day, you know, near the end of the day, Chris makes the announcement, hey, we got another surprise for you guys. You guys can come back here tomorrow and be here live for GCon. And I'm like, you know, everybody is like, oh my God, that's so awesome. That's fantastic. And then I'm like, oh man, I have to work. You know what I mean? Like, so I got to go to work. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I'll see how it goes. Right. So that's what I did. You know, Friday, I got up, went to work like I normally do. And I was at the office, you know, I had a court appearance like in the early afternoon by Zoom. And that kind of ended, and it was kind of quiet. And you never know, like, sometimes Fridays are quiet, sometimes Fridays can get crazy. And oh my God, you got a live figure.
Yeah, the executive producer has let in a battle cat.
So I don't know. So long story short, it got kind of slow, and I was like, that's it, I'm out of here. So I hopped in my car right from the office, drove back to the studio, you know, went into the parking lot. Like, I didn't know if, like, what, you know, how you would go back in or whatever, but I just went in, you know, kind of checked in, like waved, and somebody waved. They were like, come on in. So I went back in and, like, kind of, like, slid back into the room with you guys. And that's when I think when we, like, first talked, I think it was you, Mike. I think you were like, hey, you know, I don't think we talked yesterday. You know, I'm like, hey. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. Aren't you the guys that showed up on Wednesday and drove to the Four Horsemen Studios and took pictures outside? Isn't that you guys?
Oh yeah.
It was.
That was us.
Yeah.
We were stalking.
We'll do it again.
We're going to stop you, Four Horsemen Studio. This time Arnold's coming. He will stop out front. He knows the address. He knows you park over at the freaking little Dairy Mart next door. The little Kroger store, whatever it is.
I don't know. I can't think of the name of that store.
I don't know either, man. I don't.
Probably, was it Krauser's or Quick Check?
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah. Quick Check.
Quick
Yeah.
Check.
I tell you what, it was hard getting in there, Jonathan. We didn't
Oh my
know.
gosh.
We couldn't.
The GPS is like, you've made it to your destination. Turn
Yeah,
right.
no,
I'm
it was
like,
weird.
wait a minute, that's a grocery store. That's what, you know. So I'm like, I don't know. And then I pulled in.
No, it's totally weird. that Thursday morning when I was there, luckily, we left like really early and stuff. But when I was driving with my son there, we like at first we went the wrong way, like around the back side of it, and had to like circle around and come back. Like it's not
Brother, we were
it's
there.
not the easiest. Yeah, it's not the easiest place to get
Well,
to.
there's the road to the grocery store or whatever, but then there's also a road to get there. But when we first initially went there somebody had a van there, and they were blocking the road. So we just assumed that van's always there, and you just never go down that road. So we're like, somehow you got to get back there, and that's how we went. We were able to get to the fire department and then weasel our way and go back all the way in there.
Yeah, if it weren't for, I remember the fire department when I was stocking the studio on Google, on Google Maps or whatever. And if it weren't for that fire department, we would have been screwed.
Oh, I know, because if Mike hadn't stopped that and noticed that, because I'm driving and he's like, oh, fire department, I know it's right next to it, turn here. And I did, and I turned down this alleyway, and we just kept turning and turning, and we finally, as soon as we seen them green awnings,
Yeah,
we knew
we were in heaven.
Yep.
we
were in heaven.
knew we were in the right area. We're like, oh, the green awnings, and then when we seen the Four Horsemen sign, we're like, oh, this is
Dude.
it.
Man.
Dude, how cool is it when you first walk in,
Oh,
like the
well,
first
I mean, oh my
entryway,
God.
all the stuff that's
we were excited because
Like,
we're like,
dude.
wait a minute, Mythic Conversations is going on right now as we're standing outside while he's in there. And we were we were really stoked.
But when you go through those doors,
Oh,
it's like you're in a portal. It's like you go into
Yeah.
heaven.
yeah. There's
Because-
a lot of stuff in those cases.
Oh, and they're all 2-ups. They're
Yeah.
What's the big
12
bird?
inch.
The big bird figure called?
Chris's big
Yeah.
bird. I don't know what
I
Chris's
can't remember the name of it. Some of
big
them
bird
say
is,
something.
but it's slick, man.
Yeah, it was cool. There was just a lot of cool shit.
Yeah. If
Yeah, I mean, for anybody that doesn't know or hasn't seen it yet, when you first go into the Four Horsemen Studios, they have these cases in the entry, in the foyer, or whatever you call it, that have all kinds of crazy figures. They got all the birds in there. They got all the some basically unreleased stuff. Like it's completely insane.
and they're like 12-inch or
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
They're
There's you.
big
Yeah.
figures. And I'm telling you, I couldn't take my eye off of their Scarabus in there. That thing was
Yeah.
amazing.
Someone says, I'm glad a guy outside was smoking a cig, otherwise I wouldn't have found that place.
I got another question here for you. We'll move on to the next subject. Jonathan, we want to know about your toy background. When did you start
Yep.
collecting? And how long have you been collecting? And what led you up to Four Horsemen Studios?
Sure. Like a lot of people, in their late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, like I am, I was a fan of Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Masters of the Universe, Kenner Superpowers in the 80s. G.I. Joe was probably my favorite toy line, but Masters of the Universe, Star Wars, Kenner Superpowers, Marvel Secret Wars were all right there. And I always loved them, but, like a lot of people, when you hit, your later teenage years, you kind of stop actively collecting the action figures, but I never really lost the interest. And really it was like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago. It wasn't that long ago, maybe 5-6 years ago. And it happened kind of because of YouTube. Like I started like looking at like YouTube shows, and I would just like watch stuff with my kids, and like you can find like videos like, like 100 Saturday morning cartoon opening themes or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I would just watch those with my kids and be like, oh, these are the cartoons I used to watch when I was a kid. And my kids had their favorites and they would request them. And, watching that stuff started to suggest other YouTube channels that like just talked about vintage toys, modern toys. And that started to like lead me down the rabbit hole where I started watching this stuff. And it started with vintage. And I still collect vintage. And it was kind of like, oh, you know what? I never had that. That'd be cool to have that someday. Or like, oh, I had that, but I don't have it anymore. Wouldn't that be cool to get it again? So I started like going on eBay and like grabbing this or grabbing that. And one thing sort of leads to another. And it's, it gets bigger and bigger. And then soon enough, you get to the modern stuff. Like at first I'm like, oh, I wouldn't, I don't think I would buy anything new that's coming out today. but you get exposed to it enough. You know what I mean? I watched like Toy Galaxy a lot, like a lot of other toy channels and stuff. And that's also sort of how I found out about Mythic Legions. You know, I had heard the name around once or twice. And then I think it was Hagnon was on like a Toy Galaxy top 10 of the year in like 17 or 18, I think. And then like Carpathius was like on a top 10, you know, vampire action figures list or something like that. And I was like, damn, that stuff's insane. So I started like paying attention, but I didn't really start going more hot and heavy, I think, until we got to like the pandemic, really. And that's when I placed my first like orders for Mythic Legions figures. And my first two were Lord Dragul and Baron Voligar.
Okay. Yeah.
And it showed up, and I was like, oh my God, these things are so awesome. You know, once you get them in hand.
2 vampires. Yeah.
And that was
Oh yeah.
2 years ago now, I think. And then the first wave I ordered from was Alithia. I ordered a bunch of stuff from Alithia. That took me into last year, and I ordered a bunch of stuff off All Stars. I ordered, you know, an all-in of Deluxe Legion builders. And then, you know, probably the first really, really big thing that happened last year was I went to ToyCon New Jersey in May of last year. And it was I had been to ToyCon a bunch of times in the past, you know, back when it used to be in Parsippany. And the big thing about going to ToyCon New Jersey in May of last year was that Four Horsemen were going to be there again. So I went and made it to the table, and of course I knew who Corn Boy was. I knew who these guys were, but I got to meet them. You know, that was really the first time I met them, actually. And I bought a bunch of stuff from like Arethyr, and that's when it really, really, really clicked big time for me. And I see Jeremy Gerard there. I saw Jeremy there too, and I remember seeing him and being like, "Hey, that's that guy."
Yeah.
That's that guy. You know, that's him. But like, I don't know how to explain it, man. Just being able to like say hi and meet these guys, these creators, and like hand them money and buy their creation from them. Like that's where I got Arethyr, Aethon, Vorthog, Zazar. There was something so cool about that to me, to like meet the creator of the thing that you're buying and buy this amazing thing from them hand to hand. And I was like, I don't know, man. It just clicked. From then on, it was crazy.
Oh, it's addictive.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know I don't want to dominate too much time with my own talking here, but
this is
what it's for.
This
It's for you, baby. It's for the fans.
I saw Bill from Dorklair just put a comment on there. I just want to give him a quick shout out here, because everybody knows Bill's a super cool guy, and I'm a big fan of the podcast and the Dorklair YouTube channel. And, you know, Bill was just a really cool guy. Like, I would message him on Twitter with like annoying questions and stuff, and he would always be really cool about it. You know, and, you know, entertain my comments and questions and stuff. And it just so happened that I think I messaged him before ToyCon New Jersey and was like, hey, the Four Horsemen are going to be at ToyCon New Jersey down here. Like, are you thinking about going? And I think he said, like, he wasn't sure or whatever. But I was like, oh, if you do, let me know. That'd be awesome to say what's up. So I don't think we talked about it after that. And then Saturday morning, the first day of ToyCon, because it was 2 days, you know, I woke up and I was never really in a rush to go because it was 2 days and like there wasn't usually a line or anything. But then that morning I'm having my coffee and I get a message from Bill and he's like, yo, I'm here. And I was like, holy crap. I'm like, he's there? I'm like, sweet. So then I got ready and I went to ToyCon and there was a line like around the building, you know. And it was because it was like the first event a lot of people went to since like the pandemic started, you know, at that point. And, you know, I know a lot of people have been vaccinated at that point or whatever. But I'm just standing in the line, right? I'm standing in the line waiting to go in. And then somebody's like, hey, yo. And I turn around and it's Bill from Dorklair. And he recognized me because I had a Hedgehog, actually, that's my name on Instagram is Hedgehog, shirt on. And like he'd been there a couple hours. He was already leaving, but he saw me in line. And he was so freaking cool. He stopped and talked to me for like, I don't even know how long it was. It might have been like 20 minutes, half an hour, while the line went around to the front till I got almost to the front. You know what I mean? And this dude doesn't even know me. And I was like, I always thought that was like one of the coolest things. You know what I mean? So sort of speaks to like how cool of a guy he
Well,
is.
and that's the community in a whole. I mean, everybody's so darn nice. And for for me personally, I'm in a profession where I deal with people who really don't like me at all. And for me, it was life changing for me because I get to then go out there and be around people who really want to be around me. I mean, it was so special. And talking about Bill, is he not the pop and swap master?
Yeah.
I mean, this dude has an eye for switching parts and making a phenomenal figure.
Absolutely. You know, that's, you know, that's, and you really like, everybody says it, and it's true though, about like this community, is that this community is, it's great for me because like a lot of us, I think, like when I like something, like, I like it. You know what I mean? I love it. Like I have a passion for it. I want to think about it. I want to talk about it. I want to talk to other people about it. I want to say what I like. I want to say what I don't like. And, you know, you just don't, you know, there's not that many people that you encounter that get that are collectors like that. You know what I mean? And if you go online in those communities, you know, there's just so much that's like just annoying and like, and I don't like, listen, when you talk about something, I think it's cool. I think it's fine to say like, to talk about it. Like if you don't like something, say you don't like it. Like if you think something sucks, say you think it sucks. Like it's not that big of a deal as long as you're not trying to ruin somebody else's joy.
Yeah.
And you're not just complaining all the time because are you still having fun then? I think that's fine. But there's so much in the collecting community that's like just complaining and whining and in the cabal, it's not like that. Like even where you get posts where there's a bunch of comments and people kind of go back and forth a little bit, it's nothing like those other groups, man. It's really not. It's not anywhere near as bad as those other groups.
I don't take offense to anything. Most of the time, people are sarcastic or being funny anyway, and I maybe sometimes things get taken out of text or whatnot. But I totally agree with you on that because I feel like if anyone's watching or if anyone feels the way Jonathan just did, if you are passionate about Mythic Legions and you feel the same way, Intern for the Day or G-Con or Legions Con would be the time to go and experience that because it's Legions Con. If you're passionate, you just show up for that and it's going to be life changing for you because you're just going to go to table to table to table because each and every person, each and every table is so passionate about something specific or a majority or a well-roundedness of stuff. I mean, if somebody's dios or if it's just figures or heads or painting, it's just amazing just to see all the stuff put together and you're just mind-blowing. I'm so thankful it's 2 days now. Well, so thankful.
It takes so many people to bring it together, and for being a fan of a toy line, you will if you go to Mythic Weekend, the Horsemen, Jeremy Gerard, Joe Viteri, all these people putting this together, no other company would do this. No, you will never experience anything like this than Mythic Weekend, ever.
Yeah, I mean, like not to just, you know, buttress what you guys are saying here. I can't imagine there's anybody out there that's not that if there's anybody listening to this that is not already, you know, thinking about coming to Mythic Weekend or Legions Con Weekend, whatever you want to call it now. If you're thinking about it and you're not sure, do it. like do it, like, because it's not a joke. You know, the community is awesome. You know, you can kind of meld in very quickly, you know, based on this common passion. And the Legions Con portion of Mythic Weekend last fall was different than any other con I've been to. I love going to cons. It's because it's so much about creators. Like, and you don't like, you know, and there's a lot of like Four Horsemen like hero worship, you know, or whatever. But like, it's freaking awesome. like what they create is awesome. But the fact that they've embraced like the customizing community so much is like, you know, the Four Horsemen are on the back wall, and there's, you know, 4 or 5 rows of tables of like independent creators that are making. Oh, sorry. Is that better?
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Independent.
You were muffled a little
Oh,
bit.
sorry. Listen, you got to listen to a true professional like Bill. He just said, "Are you covering your mic?" And I'm sure that I was. That's better now.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So I mean, long story short, I was just
Oh my God,
babbling
Bill did
about.
say cover your mic.
Yeah. No, that's what
Thank
I
you
saw.
for
I
the-
saw him and I was like, "Oh, really?" But just the fact that the Four Horsemen have embraced, you know, the customized community and independent creators so much, and I think that has just increased the number of people that are into it, and it makes us, I don't know, it makes us get into it even more. It's awesome. Go to Legion's Con. Don't even think about it. I've already booked my hotel room. I'll be there. If I'm physically able to go and there's no family emergency, I will be there.
That's cool. Now, how far you're in New Jersey, but how far away are you from? Are you far? Or?
I live in Clinton, New Jersey, which is like northwest New Jersey,
Gotcha.
and it's going to be in Secaucus now. That's probably a good 50 minutes away from my house.
Gotcha.
You know, depending on traffic, it could be longer. I'm actually it's probably quicker to get to New York City than it is to Secaucus. But I mean, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people flying in, so you know, I'm happy to drive there and
Now,
stay
are
at
you
the
staying at
hotel.
venue, or are you staying somewhere else? Or?
I'm staying at the venue
All right, cool.
for
Well, you'll see
sure.
us there.
There was no, yeah, dude, come by my room. Obviously, you know, I'll have drinks there and everything.
Nice.
Once I knew there was an opportunity to stay at the hotel where the con was happening, done, absolutely
Yeah,
done,
that's all I
no
thought.
question.
Yeah, I felt like it was a no-brainer. I'm like, yeah, call. We got a good deal, so yeah,
I didn't get the good deal. He did.
yeah.
He did.
I shopped around. We got hooked up. We got something hooked up for us.
I want to focus a little bit on you and the figures now, Jonathan. So
Hang on, you guys need to go back and read what Gregorius McTavish said.
I think that's generally true. You could always need to pay attention to whatever McTavish said, because it's probably going to be something ridiculous.
okay,
I'm going back. Keep talking.
with you and the figures, I want to focus a little bit on that now. And you know the questions that are coming because I ask them all the time. Out of all the Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, and Figure Obscura, what are your 5 favorite? Even ones that you have on pre-order. What are your 5 favorite?
I'm going to go in no particular order here, although I do like, my whole life I've loved like ranking things. But I'm just going to go number 1. I got to go with Arethyr, just because I don't know that I've ever, and I'm looking at him right now, like I don't know that I've ever seen a spectacle of a figure in my life like Arethyr. Just his absolute presence, like he's metal to the max. Like just the fact that if you're going to make a figure like this and this is what you're going to do, that you go all the way, and that's what they did, is freaking awesome. So I got to go Arethyr. I got to go Lord Dragul, because I love the tribute figures. I love the Motu tribute figures. Dragul was my first figure ever.
It was first.
He's got to be on there. I got to go Scaphoid.
Okay.
Because it's Scaphoid is close for the figures that I own that are my favorites, right? Like neon green skeleton. Like, come on. Like, do I need to say anything else? I feel like I said everything. Neon green skeleton. I gotta go with a goblin-sized figure, and it's definitely the figure, not just Mythic, that maybe of any figure that I pick up the most and just mess around with and just walk around, and I'll just be holding this crazy little figure, and that's Malifar. Malifar is just a crazy little freaking figure that I love so much.
That's the blue one, right?
So he would be 4. And then I've got all the ones that I'm going to say that are in my top 5, but there's more that I don't have that I could clearly say. But the last one has got to be the freaking Ice Troll. Like, I finally got my Ice Troll, and I finally got some snow here in New Jersey, so I was able to take him outside and take some pictures.
Yeah, those are awesome. Now, is that your first troll?
Yes, only because, and I did get Forest Troll 2. I actually got two of them from All Stars 4, but they arrived after I got the Ice Troll. So he was my first troll, yeah. So that's my top 5. I've got all of them. They're all amazing. They're all my favorite.
Good. That's awesome. That is a mighty fine list.
It is. I'm liking it. I like how he stuck with his first one too, because that has to be. I feel like it does have to kind of be in your top 5. The first one you get kind of does kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
seem appropriate.
you want to know why that is, Jonathan? Because people who get a Mythic Legion figure in their hand and never held a Mythic Legion figure, it is the best action figure ever, bar none. And it puts you in a spell. You're like, holy shit, what am I holding? And that's why, is it Lord Dragul, right? You're
Yep.
first. That's why you love that figure, man. Because there is no other action figures out on the market that even come close to what the Four Horsemen are doing. And I say that confidently.
McTavish, I'm assuming this is what they wanted me to read. He says, but the best part of it was getting to meet so many people who love Legions. So I think that's what they wanted me to say.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, he's right on. Yeah. What's your favorite faction?
I was thinking about this because I don't like when I'm going for I said before, like I'm really a baby when it comes to Legions. And in a sense, that's kind of freeing because I'm just going on everything that I see. A lot of times I'm seeing stuff for the first time and I'm like, holy crap, you know? But I guess it's gotta be, I guess for now, at least it's gotta be Arethyr because that's the faction that I have the most from. You know, I've got Arethyr, Aethon, you know, a bunch from the Arethyr wave. But also like I've got Borear, Vorthog's awesome from the Arethyr wave, Hellfire Goblin. Like no question that I've got the most from the Arethyr wave, so that's got to be my favorite. Although, see what happens. Circle of Poxus is about to get crazy. Once those get in hand, I don't know if I'm going to be able to say Arethyr anymore. And then Necronominus, I mean, right now, Scaphoid. You know, it's Scaphoid. You can't have enough Scaphoids.
Well, when you get Pelagius in, the horse, the poison horse, you want to throw your Scaphoid up on that sucker.
That's gonna work.
Oh man,
That's gonna be badass.
dude, did you say that? Somebody said that at GCon.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yeah,
somebody said that. I was like, that's
I'm
perfect.
doing that.
Yeah, that's gonna be phenomenal. But Necronominus is my wave. So in November,
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna be buying. My wallet's gonna hate me.
Well, Greg says wait until everyone gets Alithia in hand. Now we got to see Alithia at Intern for the Day, and same thing. It was one of those waves I wish I would have did all in. That was the wave that made me go, why are you not going all in every time? Because I wasn't into the vampires at first, but now I'm kicking myself in the ass for not. So then I had to go through Big Bad to get mine, and obviously paid more money. But we actually seen them there, seen all the soft goods, seen these figures, and are they like 10 times more amazing than what I already expected them to be? Because that's what I felt like.
Yeah, dude. Alithia is amazing, and I feel like people aren't even talking about it as much. But I can tell you, for myself personally, I do like. I love vampires. Yeah. I'm into the whole vampire aesthetic. Like Anne Rice, rest in peace, is one of my favorite authors. So I loved all the stuff that I saw from Alithia. But when I made my first orders from Alithia, sorry, I see my daughter's hamster looks like she just woke up. But at that point I was still like, I'm not going too crazy. I'm trying to save money and all this stuff, So I got
trying to save money, my ass.
That's my beautiful wife, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever, it's fine.
That's awesome.
It's fine. It's fine. Listen, I still get to do it, and she stays, so that works. I ordered Alithia. Was it Halak? I think it was.
Balak.
Volok, yeah. But I didn't go all in, and I didn't get Phobos. I didn't get the horse. And then later on, I ordered a few more on Big Bad as well. But I couldn't believe, like now I'm like, that's insane. A new Horseman wave, you go all in, and you start there, and getting more looks.
Because once you realize that the value's there too, if you don't like a figure, you just get rid of it, get your money back. If that's the case, you know, you go all in, because once you get it, you're gonna like it.
As Legions fans, we know any figure, including Regna Stormforger, if you get them in your hand, they blow you away. So you might as well just, I'm getting it all in.
Do it.
At the very least. Get it all in. If you learned anything from the Legion's Lair, get an all in at least with your pre-orders. Do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Listen, and you know, like people, like you can only do like whatever you can, and sometimes, you know, you've got to be an adult, you know, and you know, whatever you can do, and if you can't, if you have to skip one, that's fine. You'll be able to get it later. But speaking as somebody who went all in Deluxe Legion builders, and then, you know, played the in-stock sale game all summer, went all in on Cosmic, all in on Poxis, no freaking regrets. Super all in on reinforcements now. No regrets, and super excited to see all this stuff come.
Oh, no doubt. Jonathan, what is your favorite race?
Goblins.
Nice.
Got to be goblins. You know, they're just fun to like. They're smaller, so I don't know if that's a callback to like being younger and the figures being smaller, like 3 3/4 inch to 5 inch figures. Plus, I just like the idea of like crazy little wacky dudes that are like
favorite goblins. Like out of all the goblins in Aether, which one would you say is your like one that you think is the awesomest?
Well, I can tell you the one that I've certainly gotten the most is the Legion Builder Goblin.
I think awesome.
And part of that probably, well, my favorite goblin body that I have is I'll probably show them to you in a minute, but I got one of the mouse kits from Jeremy and DeMarco and Wolfgang. And, you know, so I put that on a goblin body, and that thing is just freaking awesome.
Oh, cool.
So I just think it's hilarious, you know.
What is your, out of all the figures, this is the hard question. This is hard because there is no bad figure. But what is your top 3 least favorite figures out of the 3 lines?
All right. Least favorite, and I'm cheating here because I'm a cheater, right? Like I cheat. That's what I do. You know, I'm cheating. I'm cheating. And they're only my least favorite because currently I can't have them. And I want them. Okay. So right now it's like that, you know, that thing that you really, really want, but you can't have. You love it, but you hate it. And number 1, I'm going to go with probably the first Mythic Legions figure I ever heard about, but I still don't have, and that's Hagnon.
Oh.
And I want Hagnon so bad. And at some point, I got the idea in my head that I really want to buy it from the Four Horsemen, and I just missed out. Like at 2 different cons, I went and they had a Hagnon with them, but it sold it before I got there. Now I do have one on pre-order from Big Bad, so I assume eventually one's going to come. But he's not here yet, and I want one so bad. That's him. Number 2 is the 20th anniversary Equidron.
Oh.
And I have to admit, and again, it's because I don't have him and I want him, not anything of his own fault. I didn't even really know if I wanted one of the Equidrons. I didn't order them when they came out and stuff. I missed the whole thing. But it was, I think it was the Arethyr in-stock sale, right? So the surprise for the Arethyr in-stock sale was when we logged in, there's a couple of figures that I hadn't gotten yet. So I went through, I saw them there, and I started putting them in my cart. And then I see the freaking Anniversary Equitron is part of the in stock. And I'm like, and I froze for a second. I'm like, wait, that can't be what I think it is,
Yep.
right? I was like, holy shit. And I tried to add it to my cart, and then the cart did the weird thing where like all of a sudden everything that I ordered like 3 months ago popped up into my cart, and I'm like messing around with it. And by the time I got back through, the Anniversary Equitron was gone.
Yeah, it was gone.
Right. So I wasn't able to get him that day, but I got everything else that I had planned to get. And then my consolation prize, because you know life is so hard, is I got the Shadow Equitron was available too, so I got him, and I ordered everything, and because I was excited for the in stock sale, I was working from home that day, and I did everything I needed to do by 3:00, and then I hopped in, did what I had to do. That all happened, and I finished, and then my wife is sitting there, and I'm like, this is gonna sound really stupid, like I know I'm a grown adult collecting action figures, and I just ordered some that I wanted. But I'm sad right now, like because the Anniversary Equitron was available. I got all excited, and then he was gone. And like I'm actually sad that I didn't get him. As silly as that might sound. So, Anniversary Equitron, I don't have him. I'll have him one day.
You will.
I love Shadow Equitron. Yeah, the bluish grayish, coloration, whatever you want to call it. That really speaks to me. That's awesome. And then for the last one, this is like super, super cheating. I'm just going to throw out Otho because, one day I'm going to have Otho, but I don't have him now. So until that day, he'll be vexing me in my dreams.
Dirty son of a
And-
bitch. That Otho. He's a little bastard.
Want to hear what a complete dork I am is at Legion's Con. I was at Legion's Con, and I ran into
I know
Ryan.
what he's gonna say.
Was it right?
Yep.
Ryan, and he's showing me. He was like, "Yo," he's like, "I got Otho. Like, I finally got the figure, right?" And I was like, "Oh man, that's awesome." I was like, "Can I hold him for a second?" And he did. He let me hold him.
That's
So
cool. Ryan,
that's-
thank you, Ryan, for letting Jonathan
Yeah.
hold the Otho.
That is great. Jonathan, can we get a tour of your lair, your toy room?
Sure.
Or your lead?
Sure. So it's my we're on my basement right now. I have a finished basement, and it's kind of like I share it with it's mine and my kids. But as you'll see, that they've really let me sort of like take over. So I'm hoping I'm going to do this correctly. There we go. So this is my desk, and those are just some boxes that some have been opened, some haven't yet. So behind where I sit here, I've started to put some on-card figures here. And I wasn't really sure what I was going to do, but I wanted to start with mainly vintage. So I've got some old, like some Toy Biz stuff, but also like Marvel Secret Wars, And this one, I want to tell you about this figure real quick. So anybody that's familiar with, there's a company, LaCroix Toys, Matthew LaCroix.
Yeah.
They are like an independent company that does like 3 3/4 inch figures. And this is a V figure from anybody that remembers the mini series V from the 80s.
Oh, hell yeah.
They never made little figures from them. And they made one, so I had to buy one. So that's that one.
I like that.
Secret Wars, Dark Crystal.
Oh yeah, Dark Crystal.
And then this is a WCW Lex Luger figure, childhood on card. So I've had this since I was a little kid
Wow,
and just never opened it because I got 2.
that's cool. That's cool.
So all right, try to do this without making everybody sick. I'm also a Philadelphia sports fan, so 4 for 4, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, Phillies.
Dude, yeah.
So that's commemorating some championships there. And here we go. This is the first Legion's shelf here.
Yeah.
So I'll start over here. There's Boyer. There's the
Oh,
Shadow
there.
Equitron I was talking about.
Oh yeah, you got him right, Nathan.
And then, there you go.
You got a merman hidden back there. Mondo.
I was about to
This
say,
is the
Mike's
Mondo
seen that.
Merman.
That's my dude.
My only 6th scale figure right there. And I was really impressed when I got that last year, man. That is a fantastic figure.
Beautiful figure.
Artemis, I haven't figured out how to put her wings on correctly.
Yeah, maybe we should do a tutorial on that because we we have we have some problems ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, I had problems with that, and then to be honest with you, Malifar too.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know. Well, I didn't. How do I say this correctly? I didn't know about the butthole at first.
Oh.
the thing for the tail, right? So I stuck his tail into one of the back adapters. I just like shoved it in there, and it actually looked kind of cool.
Sweet.
But,
there you go.
so there we go. And then we have a Warduke.
That's cool.
And there's a Pythona also made by that Matthew LaCroix. And then this is kind of just like a try not to cover up the
turtles. I see a Robocop.
oh yeah, boss fight. Darsok is in there. This is literally one of the best figures I've ever seen too. Cool. Darsok. All right, so then this is just a shelf with some Mezcos on there, some kind of random stuff. That's my first Gomez ever.
Is that the little Haya Robocop?
Yes, dude, that figure is amazing.
Glow in the dark one?
Yeah, it is. And the cool thing about that is
mine's still in the box.
it's awesome. And it was like some type of con exclusive.
Yeah, like an Oktoberfest or
yeah.
something.
And my wife got him for me for Christmas. Not last year, but the year before. She went on her own and bought like a bunch of different figures, not ones that I asked for or anything. She just picked them on her own, and he was one of them. And I was like, dude, you nailed it. It's freaking fantastic.
Yeah, I love RoboCop. And I see you got Mutagen Man there. That's
oh, yeah.
Super 7.
Yeah. I love, probably right now, my favorite, I mean, I like way too much stuff. You know, I'm into way too much stuff. But Legions, Mezco, and Super 7 Ultimate stuff is probably like my favorite 3 things right now. That's a Nikki Nicole head.
Yeah, I love
Painted
Ninja
head.
stuff.
Yeah, unbelievable. And this is just a Marvel shelf here.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Nikki's so nice too. Like I said, I should have went to her table.
Her painting is
I
just
know.
phenomenal.
Super nice, super nice. I went over and met her too at Legions Con. And it's kind of weird, like, you know, it's 2022. So like all these people we're talking about, like I'm fans of theirs, you know, Bill from Dorklair, Nikki Nicole, all the customizers, you know, Len, you know, Jeremy. I'm fans of all these people. But then you go to the con and you meet them and like everybody's so cool. It's like, I don't know, I think that's really, really cool to be able to meet people like that, that are really like creating the things that we love so much. All right, this is a cool shelf down here because this is a bunch of wrestling figures, and this entire shelf is childhood figures.
I had those.
These are all
I actually got a few
my
of those.
ring.
I don't have the ring though.
Yep, that's my childhood
Wow.
ring. All my childhood figures. Yeah. So I don't know. It always adds a little bit something to me, like when I have something that I still have from my childhood, because so much is gone. You know. All right, so this is another shelf here. Let me get in here.
Malik, what's up?
So I haven't opened all these yet. So you can see some of my all-star stuff. Lord Viteris, another goblin builder. Forest Troll 2, little Pan's Labyrinth, little Hadriana, little Power Lords action.
Oh, I see Calros.
Calros. Cool thing I got Calros at Legions Con too.
Yep.
And you guys remember, like when we were able to first go into Legions Con, you know, we were able to get our Sir Gerard, and then we were like some of the first ones, if not the first ones, to get to go to the Four Horsemen table. And I remember Jeremy just like, before we went in, he was like, have a good time, guys. He's like, do me a favor. Don't clear it out. Don't clean them out.
Yeah.
A lot of people still have to come through, you know?
Yeah,
And I remember going to the line at the Four Horsemen table, And you're all excited. You got your Sir Gerard, and you're waiting to see what's next or whatever. And you're just kind of like, you're like peeking around, leaning around people, seeing if you can see what's at the table. And then like all of a sudden I saw somebody pick up a cow roast, and I was
Probably
like,
me.
and like not talking to anybody in particular, I'm like, holy crap, they have. And then Ish turned around and looked at me, and he's like, yup.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man.
Yeah, that was probably me because I grabbed one and I think Ish started grabbing one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
And then
figure.
this is my Baron Volgar.
Oh, I see that.
Other
there.
first figure that I had
With your
with a custom head there.
custom head.
There's my the mouse kit
Nice.
guy, Sir Jonathan Frisbee.
And they can get those parts at Legion Shop, correct?
I believe so. If they're not
Yeah,
sold
but
out,
that
I think
might
so.
be sold out. I think they do have some other heads. It might not be a mouse. It's
Yeah.
box.
I'm not sure about that, but I got mine from Legion's Con, and I know they did
Sir Ramada.
put some stock out there online.
That, like Greg says, it looks like his Sir Ramada.
Wolf King Customs, Jeremy just said, yeah.
Yep, oh, yep. Mouse kit.
And if you don't have a mouse kit,
Thank
get a
you,
mouse
Jeremy.
kit. And then we got a little Sir Awain, another scaphoid back there. And if you bear with me
Oh
here,
wow.
this is a new addition.
Oh. Oh hell yeah.
So that's
I'm
cool.
liking it.
Little waterfall
I'm liking
action.
it. Very cool. I'm almost thinking that Noah could put that in one of his dios.
Yeah,
That would be
right?
sick as hell, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So, and I got these 3D printed rocks, and then this was my first actual painting project
Oh wow.
that I did with my kids. My kids helped me out, so this is a kid original. There's another one back there.
That's awesome.
So we're still setting this
Oh
up.
yeah. Dude, looks good.
It's a little loud, so I'm still figuring out the correct settings and stuff. So, all right. This is like the DC area. Got some DC UC. And then some Kenner Superpowers. So any 80s kids, you might know some Kenner Superpowers. Superman,
Oh yeah.
Lex Luthor, Brainiac, which I got at Father's Day this past year. My wife and I went to a really cool comic shop in New Jersey, Comic Fortress. That's where I picked that bad boy up at.
Cool.
I got this Riddler at a Toy Con a long time ago. What green dude?
Who is the great?
Yeah. I got Mosquatch.
Oh, maybe he meant that dude, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. And then this is the rest of the DC shelf. We got a Mezco Batman, Kenner Superpowers, Supermobile. And then this is some of my favorite stuff here because we have some more childhood stuff. This is my childhood Green Lantern. And then my childhood Superman. And that's a childhood Penguin back there. And I think that's it. This is a Mezco Christopher Reeve Superman with a Mezco skull head on him. The idea is that he's Superman got hit with some kryptonite, so he's back at the Fortress of Solitude, but he's not doing too well. We got a Mezco Dr. Fate with a Mezco Cosmic Skull on there.
That's cool.
Some more DC UC back here. Mezco Darkseid. If I'm going too slow or too fast, just let me know.
Oh, you're good.
And then this is sort of another random shelf here. Got a little Silverhawks, vintage Silverhawks collection going here. And then vintage Defenders of the Earth, Phantom carded, loose, Supernaturals, some more Power Lords, and then Toy Story That Time Forgot. If you're into holiday specials and don't know that one, check it out. One of the best.
That's
I've
been
ever
a while since I've seen that one.
It's really good. And then Masters of the Universe, another one of my favorite lines here. We got some more Four Horsemen work down here. There's the Super 7 Filmation Roboto.
Oh, the Super. Okay, yeah.
And then
But
this is the Origins Roboto. This is a friggin' great figure. For anybody that likes Masters of the Universe at all, this Roboto is freaking fantastic.
that's the Origins.
The Origins one, yeah.
Oh wow, I have it. I just haven't opened any of my Origins.
Yeah, dude, it's really good. It's really, really good. This is a Childhood Dragon Walker, I think is the name of that vehicle. Childhood Trapjaw. This is
Wow.
actually my Trapjaw I got for Christmas, like 1985
That is
or something
sweet.
like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Childhood Cobra Khan. Oh, Childhood Grizzlord.
That looks good.
Childhood Ram Man. A second Motu shelf down here. More Super 7 stuff. Tuscador, didn't open him yet, but I'm going to. Filmation Adam. Some more Super 7 stuff back there. And a vintage Modulok, but the head is around here somewhere. You'll actually see that a running theme here with a lot of these shelves is there's probably not a lot of weapons because I set everything up, but like my kids come down here and play with stuff all the time.
Gotcha.
And my theory is, you know, toys are meant to be played with.
Right.
So I'm kind of good with that. All right, so some Star Wars here. That's another one my wife got me for Christmas. Heavy Mando.
Cat Lady on the first Motu shelves.
Some Power of the Force stuff. This one has a cool story. So this is I think it's the 2017 SDCC Comic-Con exclusive Black Series Boba Fett, the Kenner version. And this was not an easy figure to get. And the only reason I really have him is because my sister-in-law wanted to get me a cool Christmas present and knew I was into action figures, but she doesn't care about action figures, doesn't know about them. So what she did is she found Dan Larson from Toy Galaxy on Instagram, messaged him because she knew I liked the channel, and asked for recommendations.
Wow.
So this was one of his recommendations. So
Nice thing.
I was very surprised when I was able to open that for Christmas.
Dude, he could have recommended like so many other figures that could have got her off the hook real cheap. And that was really cool. That was really cool.
And then that's actually my VHS set of the original trilogy theatrical version, which I very much recommend to anyone. Star Wars original trilogy theatrical version is the way to go, in my humble opinion. And childhood Darth Vader case. And then we have childhood Yoda, childhood R2-D2, childhood Logray, childhood that guy.
Damn.
And then just a bunch of other stuff. A lot of more recent stuff here. SH Figuarts, Beskar Mando. Takes a lot of flack, but I love him. And then a shelf that I never thought that I would have,
12.
but a pretty freaking great turtle shelf.
Man, I see some Super 7, some NECAs, some vintage.
Yeah, this
That's a,
the exclusive glow in the dark Baxter back
doesn't he
here.
have a,
It's his fault.
it's like an amazing blue glow in the dark, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Like blue glow in the dark. That was like my gateway figure into the Super 7
Yes,
turtles.
I'm a sucker for glow in the dark stuff, and that thing.
Me too, man.
Blue
Me too.
color
Oh,
too,
that's
when it glows. It's just really awesome.
Oh yeah, you said you had that Haya or Hia Robocop too, right?
Yes, yes, he's over there in the case. I just don't have him opened up.
And that's a childhood Mikey, childhood Raph,
That's awesome.
childhood soap dispenser
I
Leonardo.
remember those.
Yeah. And then the rest of these vintage ones, I bought this guy's childhood collection.
Oh,
His mom was selling the house, so I bought the childhood collection from him, and it was mainly for GI Joes. And then I was on the way out, and the mom was like, "Hey, I got this case, this turtles case. Do you want these turtles too?" And I was like, "Sure." So then I grabbed it and I brought everything home and I opened it, and it was like freaking all these vintage turtles, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
Wow, that's impressive.
you see what?
And then Thundercat shelf.
Oh, there we go. Thundercat.
And of course the Kickstarter Spawn.
Did you see what Bill said?
What's that? Oh, the Otho
It says,
thing?
if my family asks any of you, please recommend Otho. Yes, Bill.
Not a problem.
We will.
I'm super pumped about the Super 7 Thundercats.
Yeah.
Everything I have, so I think is awesome.
Yeah, those are cool.
And that's the Kickstarter Spawn, which, you know, he's got his issues, but like, I'm not even really a Spawn fan, to be perfectly honest with you. The only reason I went in on this Kickstarter was it was like the beginning of the pandemic. It was like during the beginning of quarantine, and it was like the Spawn Kickstarter was just a cool thing to kind of like take your mind off it, like check out Todd's like updates, you know, on the Kickstarter all the time. So I like it just because it sort of reminds me of like a cool thing that I was able to kind of like check out. Yes, I do, Ryan. I do have the glow-in-the-dark Mum-Ra. I've never taken him out of the package, but he is awesome, and he does glow pretty well. Another Star Wars shelf down here. All right, I'll speed up a little bit. Transformer shelf.
Oh, there you go, Mike. Oh, my goodness.
Got childhood Jetfire here. Childhood Mr. T. Childhood Centurion Max Ray. And I'm like, everybody our age liked Transformers, but my favorite thing about Transformers is actually the movie. I love Transformers the movie. I loved it when I was a kid. Like, it's not even one of these things where like I grew to like it later on. I've always loved the movie, so the movie figures they're putting out right now are phenomenal.
Walter Hagen says, great collection.
Thanks,
He
Walt.
says, love the childhood collection most. Yeah, it's always sweet when you have your old school childhood toys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure all of us wish we had more, but I'm happy. I'm very happy with the ones that I still have. Ghostbusters, some random shelves here. That Jabba back there. Oh. So there we go. Love that Predator. A couple more guys on the column here. Fifth Element Multipass.
Okay.
Some Power of the Force figures, which I think is a very underrated line because in Power of the Force 2, we got a lot of these characters for the first time.
Yeah, it brought Star Wars back after a long hiatus.
And I'm very much a sucker for the carbonized stuff, so I have a bunch of that stuff. That's not mine. That's my daughter's LOL house.
I say paint it black and make it a mythic house. Yes.
And there's the G.I. Joe corner.
There you go. I see a flag there.
Yep. I'm 44. So this flag, this was the reason that I bought that collection where I got the Turtles before. Unfortunately, G.I. Joes, I had more G.I. Joes than anything else, I think, growing up. And I just don't have that many left. I mean, I have this crazy beat-up Deep Six. And this other beat-up later Deep Six.
Look at him compared to the other one.
Yeah, right? Isn't that insane?
Wow.
Yeah, I was just so happy my dad had
He
this guy.
kind of looks
Like,
cool, though.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool like that.
Hey, Jonathan, it's a custom Deep Six.
It is.
Without even having to do anything.
And just let him sit around and age. He was like sitting in like a van, like outside on my dad's property for like 30 years.
My Deep Six version 2, I drilled out the face, the what is it, like a red mask?
Oh, that's this one, right?
Yeah, it comes with a red scuba mask. I drilled the face mask out of it so you actually can see out of it. Yep.
Classified. I love the crazy 90s stuff. I plan to get more of it.
That's actually becoming really popular again. And it's kind of
I heard the
expensive,
prices are
because they came with so many accessories, and those accessories got lost very easily It wasn't like the older figures where you just got like a backpack and a gun, or maybe 2 guns and a knife. You got like a whole boatload of stuff. So keeping it all together kind of is tough. I see you got some classifieds, some 25th anniversaries.
Yep. There's the con exclusive
Yep.
Destro. That's my DJ booth, which is not getting much use right now.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude, that's
There's a Defiant under there.
okay. There you go. I don't have that.
So I think that's. Yeah, dude, it's the collection I bought was totally insane. I had this flag, the Defiant, a bunch of figures. Like there's a bunch that are still boxed up right now.
Did you go in on the Sky Striker, the Hasbro Sky Striker they just did?
Yep, I got 2 of them.
All right, yeah, I was gonna say one of them could go right there on that flag.
Yep. And I guess the last thing is I got my sports figures up here.
I love those too.
Yeah, got Mike Schmidt, Ryan Howard, Joel Embiid, Roy Halladay, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Nick Foles, thank you for the Super Bowl. Jimmy Rollins, Allen Iverson, Chase Utley. Now, I didn't name my son after Chase Utley, my son Chase, but I did really like the name Chase, and it doesn't hurt that his number was 26, and my birthday and my son's birthday is also the 26th. Donovan
I was about
McNabb.
to say, where's your Donovan McNabb? I'm still mad at the Browns for not drafting him.
He's my oldest one. What I didn't know is, and I've had this one since 2002, maybe. That I guess I was already collecting Todd McFarlane. I didn't know it. Yeah. So I think that's about it.
That's impressive.
It's a very
man.
impressive collection. I like it. Now, this is all down in your basement? Is that what this is at? Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Gotcha.
So this is all in my basement. There's not a rule per se, but the idea is that my wife is like, if you can kind of keep the action figures not in general population on the first floor, that would be
Not the
appreciated.
bathroom.
Yeah, but I mean, you know how it is. They end up everywhere. And I do put up holiday displays. So for like Halloween, there's like a shelf above our TV in the living room, and I set up a Halloween display. And then for Christmas, the Christmas display is still up.
Yeah,
That's.
You have a great variety, man.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I was about to say, it's not like you're just on one thing. You got a very variety of stuff, large variety.
Thanks. I mean, it's a blessing and a curse.
It can be, yes. Yes, it can.
Oh wait, one more thing if I could show you too.
Ooh.
Sir Gerard.
Yes, still in package. Did you get yours signed?
Still in package. And
There he is.
I don't know if you can see it or not, but yes,
Yep, I can see it.
Jeremy was cool enough to
Did
sign
you
it,
get your Lord
and
the
because of that,
signed?
I was like,
Or did you not buy?
no, I didn't get it signed, and I was right there. Actually, you might have been getting yours signed.
I bought one there. Mike's like, I'm buying one and having him sign it. And I go, I am too. What the hell?
I should have, but it was a madhouse there, so I didn't end up doing that. But maybe in the future.
I kind of messed up because I'm having him sign it. I know who he is, but there's a guy next to me like who doesn't know who he is, and was like, "What the hell?" And then I see one up on eBay. They were trying to sell. I go, "I'm selling my bitches, trying to make money on Joe's name."
Shoot, great toy.
Oh,
run,
yeah,
man.
awesome.
Thanks,
That was
man.
awesome. Thank you so much for taking
I'm
us
just-
through.
Thank you guys, because all I want to do is take people down here and
Hell
show
yeah.
them
Can-
all the cool stuff.
Can we ask the people in the comments for any questions now?
Yeah,
Would you
fire off some questions.
consider
Of course, yeah,
answering some
of course,
those?
man. Sure, man.
Okay,
Sure.
guys, this is the time, man. This is your time. Get on here. Fire any questions you want for Jonathan. He's here to answer them.
That's why I was super excited about the general release Sir Gerard, because I knew that I just really didn't want to open the one I got from Legions Con because it was too special.
I did.
Like, you know what I mean?
I couldn't wait.
So, listen, I can't blame you.
I couldn't wait. I thought at the worst I can put it back in the packaging and it just the top seal will be, not there, but
I got a question right here from Greg. He's asking what part of Jersey. So I'm presuming
I
what
live.
part of
I'm.
Jersey
You
you
said
live
Clinton,
in.
right?
Yeah, Clinton.
Yeah, I'm from South Jersey originally. I went to Ocean City High School. I was born in Atlantic City,
Okay.
but I live in Clinton, New Jersey now. So that's Hunterdon County, Northwest New Jersey.
Gotcha. I've got our executive producer,
Oh boy.
Brad's wife, Lauren. She asked, "What was the cat lady on the first Motu show?"
Cat lady's gotta be.
Motu show.
If it's this one, that's Katrina,
Ah.
who I think was on like one episode of the Filmation cartoon, and this is the Filmation
All right.
version of her.
Now
so.
Lauren's gonna want that on her desk.
You can make this happen.
Damn you, Katrina.
Gregorius asked, "What's the one figure in your collection you can't live without?"
I guess you got to go with the thing that pops into your head first. And the thing that pops into my head first is this guy.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
my childhood
His
trap.
childhood trap jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I tell you what, man, I can still remember, like I have vivid memories of the Christmas of opening him up. And I think I got like him and Orko, I think, were the ones that I got, and having all the little parts. So yeah, that's probably the one that probably, if I had to pick one figure out of all of this awesomeness, that's what I would pick.
Awesome. Vince just makes a statement here. He says he's 20 minutes from you, or you guys
Cool.
You guys live about 20 minutes away from each other.
Yo, anybody in Jersey, hit me up. Let's hang out. Let's go to ToyCon, baby. Let's go to ZoloCon. Let's do
Now,
it.
out of your collection, what do you think you have the most of?
Well, now, I mean, because I do have a pretty varied collection. A lot of Motu. If it's not Mythic Legions, it's close.
Gotcha.
You know, I have everything that I showed you. I have my reinforcements here, and if it's not Mythic, if it's not Legions now, it's going to be soon.
Like you said,
because
we already know you got a lot of stuff on pre-order, so you got stuff. You got stuff coming.
Hell yeah. Maybe Star Wars. I got a lot of Star Wars stuff. So.
I got another question here for you from Jacob. Do you think Cosmic might overtake your Legion's love when it comes out, or do you think it'll be an even match? That's a good question.
I think I have to say even match, just because you got to remember, like number one, I'm still trying to backfill the Mythic stuff that I missed in years past, right? So I'm still sort of like into that. And what Mythic is doing now is so much on a different level. Like this Poxis wave is just nuts. You know what I mean? It's the whole wizard, sword and sorcery thing. I'm totally into it. And Cosmic, I'm super into, but I think it's gonna be tough for Cosmic to overtake Mythic. It's just, but I'm super excited about that too. It's just that Mythic has such a head start right now that I can't get enough.
Walter has a question here. He says, "Can we hang out again?"
Hell yeah, Walter. Hell yeah. He was another one. Walter was one of the coolest at Intern for a Day. He was one of the first guys that I sort of stepped aside and just talked to for a couple of minutes. And super cool dude, man. Like really, really cool dude.
Greg says, "How far are you from Elizabeth?" I think Greg lives in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Yeah, I go to. Well, I mean, back when you used to go places for work, I used to go to Elizabeth all the time. Probably I'd call it 40 minutes, 40-ish minutes. So not far.
There's a bunch of people hitting you up that live close to you.
Yeah,
Ryan Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's go.
He's in Bethlehem, PA. Ryan, let's see here. He's not far from King of Prussia. Ridley
Yeah.
Park, PA.
PA, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bethlehem. Bethlehem's like 20 minutes away
Anthony
from me.
Hasil says, Ryan, we need to get lunch. So he must be.
Yeah, dude. Listen, I'll be at, I think we got ToyCon and ZoloCon in March. I'll be at both.
Walter Hagen's asking, what is your favorite toy community?
That's a tough call. I mean, I don't know who you expect me to.
It is the cabal above all.
Ball above all, baby.
Right. Vince is asking you, are you going to be at ZoloCon?
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
Nice. He's going to be there, Vince. Nate Strong's throwing a question at you. You might have to think about this one. What's the figure
What's up, Nate?
obscura figure you want to see most, or you want to see next?
Good question.
I don't know if this is what they actually mean with Figura Obscura, but this is the way I'm taking it. And the first thing that popped into my head, let me get a leprechaun. Let me get a leprechaun, dude. Let me get a leprechaun.
Degrees. He says, give the leprechaun the goddamn stogie and put it on the damn mythic site.
Like, I'm not even sure if that's the direction they're going, but like,
Dude,
that's my first
dude,
thought.
that is awesome. I thought you were going to say something else, and I'm like, well, yes, leprechaun. I would love a bunker.
That would be cool,
Dude,
man.
that would be cool. I can see it.
Oh yeah.
I
That
can
would be
see
cool.
it. I can see it already.
You have Jeremy Gerard saying, see you at ZoloCon. You have Anthony Hasil saying, come up. He's going to be working the Wolf King table. Check him out. Say
Hell yeah.
hi to him. That's what this community's about.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
brotherhood. It's family, man. It's just great.
Yeah.
So, and Walter Hagen says, can't wait to see you guys in March. So I take it ZoloCon's in March.
Yeah, I forget which is which. There's a ToyCon is going to be in March, and ZoloCon is in the March. I think ZoloCon is first. One of them is I think the 26th and 27th that
Is
weekend.
ZoloCon at the same place we went to New Jersey Con, or is it somewhere different?
No, ZoloCon's in PA.
Oh, okay,
ZoloCon's in
okay.
PA.
Okay.
ToyCon, I think, will still be in Wayne, New Jersey. These guys probably know. And I'll be, whichever one is the 26th and the 27th, I'll be there on the 27th because my son's, oh, there you go. I'm seeing ZoloCon is the 4th and 5th.
Okay, Greg, yep.
So I'll be there for that. And then ToyCon will be 26th and 27th. I'll be there on the 27th because my son's birthday is the 26th.
Gotcha.
Jonathan, you want to do us a favor and help us review Gorgo before we get on out of here?
Sure, man. Yeah.
Give me the damn
Oh, I
papers.
got to give you the
Give
down
me the-
papers.
Arnold needs the papers to read it. Yes, today we're going to do Gorgo, Ether Blade. His faction is Legion of Erether. He is a warmonger. He was in Mythic Legions 1.0. His accessories are amazing battle axe, longsword, his shield with clip because he's a pansy, and his cape.
Did he just say Gorgo is a pansy?
He does it because of the
Yeah, he
shield with
did.
the clip.
Yeah, he did.
Walter doesn't like the shields with the clips. I do, but Walter doesn't. It's okay. He's not really a pansy. Don't send me hate mail because Gorgo's fucking amazing. All right. The biography is he's the merciless commander, the legionnaire, Legion of Erether. Gorgo Etherblade is a dark mystery, even to the closest confidant. His origin is as cryptic as the identity hidden under his imposing war helmet. What an unmerciful clear are Gorgo's plans for the hellish army that he has amassed for the sole purpose to usher in return of their master, Erether.
Yeah.
I feel like that was Gorgo saying.
It was at the end. That is my Gorgo.
That was freaking awesome, man.
So I gotta ask you here, Jonathan. What do you think about the figure Gorgo Etherblade? Have you had him in hand yet?
I have not, man. And
But
I really dig.
you did get the 2-pack, right? Or the
Yes, from the War of the Aether Blade. Hell yeah.
So you are going to get something similar.
Yeah.
He just hasn't come yet.
Yeah. So, and I'm a sucker for the horns too,
I
man.
know. Oh, the antlers, man, are awesome. They're unique. They're very unique. I think he's the only named figure that really comes with antlers. You have the Barbarian Builder comes with it. Snake comes with one that he carries. He can't shove it into his head.
What about Xylona? Everybody loves Xylona.
I love it.
Do they?
I just, with Gorgo, for me, personally, you can't go wrong with red and black.
No.
I mean, that's Jeremy Gerard's figure, Sir Gerard, the red and black. I mean, that's well, and I think Bill from Door Player said it. That's just his aesthetic. I mean, I love that too. That color palette is just phenomenal. McTavish says, "What race do you think Gorgo is?" Because it's a question mark. So, what do you think he is? I already know. You already know. No, I don't know. I don't know officially. I thought he had information. No, not officially, but in the Casper's realm. Okay. He is a skeletal orc. Oh. So
A Skeletor?
A skeletal orc.
A Skeletor.
A skeletor. Yeah, a skeletor. Yeah, I like it. There you go. You heard it here first, Horseman. Make us a skeletor. So maybe down the road, years from now, we can see maybe a unhelmeted Gorgo. Oh, I think we will. Skeleton. That would be kind of cool. I think maybe, or maybe a head pack. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. I know nothing. Here's what I'm thinking. I know nothing, but I think this is just Casper talking. We're seeing a head for Attila without the helmet on or anything. I think they're going to sneak a Gorgo head as a surprise in the 2-pack with Gorgo. That's just my feeling.
And if it's not
that would
happening,
be epic.
If it's not happening now, Eric's at home right now going, damn it, I have to go to work tomorrow. Skull. A skeleton orc for Michael in the next.
Or just put it in the head pack. Or just put it in the head pack.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
head pack.
That would be cool. That would be cool. Ideas, like I said, minds are blown though.
But that would be epic for them to sneak something like that in there.
It would.
His actual head skeleton with out of the or away from the helmet. And with the 1.0 figures, you have the basic weapons, but the color palette on the weapons are phenomenal on him.
Yeah.
So just a fantastic figure. He was one that I said, hey, I can live without him. When I finally got him, I was like, oh my God, one of my top 10. In my top 10.
Yep.
He's that freaking awesome.
Yep.
In hand, but all the figures are awesome in hand. So
Especially in 2 weeks when we review this guy, because he's going to be awesome. This magnificent right here. Look at this guy. We'll be reviewing him.
Sick.
He is one of my grails I love.
next or 2 weeks
I want
from
that.
now, 2 weeks
2 weeks.
is our Valentine's special. Our Valentine's special here on the Legion's Lair. That's going to be the 15th of February, one day after Valentine's Day. And who do we have, Bradley?
He's going to be kissing and hugging. And no, better not be. It's Ryan and Amber Gonzalez.
We have the Mythic
Yeah.
Legion power couple
Yeah, man.
coming to the show 2 weeks from now. Can't miss it. That's going to be an awesome show because we get the perspective on that show of not only a Mythic Legion collector, but his wife, who's also into Mythic Legions, and to get her perspective on it.
Yes. And when you were talking about seeing his Otho, you know, and we're gonna recap on this story again, but she was cheering him on. He was the one not wanting it. He's like, I can't spend that on that. And she's over there like, do it, dude. What are you waiting for?
Yeah,
And I'm
she was
like,
cool,
man,
man.
she is like cheering him on to get this figure.
And then when he got it, I mean, he was so happy. He was just walking around with it. So, yeah. So we'll talk about that. It's going to be a good time.
Nice.
That's
Man.
awesome, man. I can't wait for 2 weeks from now, man. Ryan's a great
Yeah.
dude. They're both awesome. That's a great guest, man.
Awesome. I tell you what, brother, thank you so much for coming on this show with us. Without the fans, we're all fans in this.
Yes.
And without the fans willing to come on the show, there is no show. We can't learn more about each other.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in or watching this. The Cabal, what a community. And I want to learn about everybody.
I know.
I want to know about
Me
everybody.
too.
And
Yep.
then I want to see everybody at
Yeah.
Legion's. I want to see these people we get to meet on here
Yeah.
and meet them personally at Mythic Weekend each year.
I'm telling you. The only time you don't want to bother me for a picture is going to be when I have a mozzarella stick in my hand. All right? When Arnold has a goddamn mozzarella stick, you don't bother him.
Yeah, great. Honestly, guys, thank you so much for allowing me to come on and hang out with you guys. You guys are both awesome. I loved hanging out with you for the first time at Legion's Con. Can't wait to do it again. And listen, I was so excited for tonight
That's great.
to kind of like come on and talk to you guys
Well,
and just talk about cool stuff. So thank
we
you.
were equally as excited about talking to you,
Yeah.
my friend.
Yeah, we every guest that comes on, it's like right before we get on, we're like, dude, we're gonna get to see their stuff and ask these questions. It really is exciting for us too. So we enjoy it.
I'm gonna throw out a plug here or two, real quick. Mythic Conversations. If you're new to the community, you want to go right to Mythic Conversations. Jeremy Gerard, Wednesday night,
Yep.
7:30 on YouTube under Mythic Customs.
Yep.
Go right there, man. He's the digital marketing manager for the Four Horsemen. If you want to learn about this community, you go watch that show and get on SourceHorseman.com.
Subscribe to him.
Okay. Another show that's bi-weekly, Legion's Lounge. You can't pick 3 cooler dudes to
Yep.
do a show. And
There was 2
so-
hot dudes on the show last week.
yeah,
Super hot dudes. They were on the show. They were awesome. They were smoking stogies.
man, you got to check out that show because both those shows just loaded with
Awesome.
information, especially if you're new to Legions. If you're not new to Legions, my God, it's just so entertaining. Very entertaining.
Awesome
So
dudes.
check out both of those shows.
Trevor.
And yeah,
Nate.
once again, thank you so much, brother. Everybody tuning in, everybody hitting us on replay. Be safe, man, and have a good 2 weeks till we see you next show.
All right, Jonathan. We'll see you, baby.
Get to the chopper.
Yes.
Get to the chopper, Jonathan. We love you.